Well, alright. Welcome to another one of BumpmyStump's World of Tanks console videos. This is a bullshit and issues, maybe, or maybe just random farts. Probably just a random farts, a little bit of both. We got update 5.0 dropped. The WWE. It's supposed to be this, new crossplay, blah, 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 blah. Let's start right off with the beginning. They said the servers would be down for 8 hours, which meant somewhere around 2 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time in my area. They should have been back up. I was going to skip work, and I was like, nah, I went camping for a week last week. I went camping for a week before the prior week, the 4th of July weekend. I can't miss another day. So I didn't. Good fucking thing, because I got home at 6 o'clock. Supper was ready, and I said, hold on, I gotta go and hit update, because, I want to make sure the game's updated. Servers were still down. It wasn't until almost 7:30 p.m. before I could even start the update. Okay, whatever. Get into the garage, well, not into the garage, but launch the game, and this is what I come up with. War stories. Multiplayer, ranked battles, team training, tank commander. What's new? I think we're missing one here. Did anyone see anything missing? Pretty sure there's a whole game mode missing. Without going live. And I'm wondering, this is a conspiracy theory aspect here, but isn't it weird that they combine servers and then they get rid of the bots? Makes you wonder if the whole proving grounds and the bots aspect, them refining the bots a little bit. I mean, if anyone knows, way back the bots were really bad. I mean, they were still bad yesterday, but they were really bad way back, and they get a little bit better, and then a little bit better. The AI got a little bit better, not much, but a little bit. Now they've combined servers where there's a bigger population base, and the whole Proving Grounds AI bots are gone. No, I didn't really think of that till right now. It bugged me that Proving Grounds is gone, because I normally when I get a tank, jump into Proving Grounds, see how it feels, see how it moves, you get an idea of what the tank is about, and then eventually play it. In multiplayer. Another thing I've done with Proving Grounds, for shits and giggles, there's been a couple tanks that I have actually used Proving Grounds to complete. And I shit you not, if you do it right, you can get about 10,000 XP per day between Proving Grounds and War Stories with the right tank. You have to have a tank with armor. Mediums are harder, but a heavy tank with armor, you can get 7 to 10,000 XP per day in 4 games if you do it right and you use the ops right. I mean, playing multiplayer, you might not get 10,000 XP in 4 games and take an hour. So sometimes when you didn't want to get on and deal with multiplayer, you could actually sit there and say, okay, I need 20,000 XP to finish this tank. Yeah, hey, I could have that done just jumping on for 10 minutes or 20 minutes a day and get it done really easy. So I've done that a couple times. Not very often, mind you, but I have done it a couple times. The first time I did it, I don't remember what tank it was. It was a heavy tank. I don't remember which one it was, but I said, I want to see if I can actually use Proving Grounds to open each package. And I got the packages open, and I was to the final one was 160,000 XP or whatever to get by it, and I'm like, no, I can't. That'll just take too long. But at the time, I wasn't playing the game. You know, there's been times where I haven't played the game for months on end. I mean, 6 months, 7 months. And I'm like, yeah, shit, you know, something to do for 10 minutes. I'll play a game and get 4,000 XP. And that got into the, geez, I wonder how many games I can do this. How many games will it take? Not one line, but one tank. Completely right straight through to the next tank via Proving Grounds. So, anyways, Proving Grounds is gone. Don't know if it's coming back. They didn't mention it in any of the thing I read that it would be gone. Things that I read that it would even be gone. But if you use Proving Grounds for any reason, just to shits and giggles, to let your kids play, which is another thing I did, I let my kids play on here and let them play Proving Grounds because it has no effect on the game or my stats or anything else. So, well, that's gone. I guess you could let them do war stories. I guess. Whatever. So we'll get into multiplayer. And here's the next great thing. What can I say about this garage? It's just absolutely atrocious. Not only is the stupid thing out in the middle of the fucking woods, how lazy can you get to take the actual garage you're running right now and just stick a ring in it? Does WWE ever do wrestling matches out in the middle of the fucking woods? You think they would have actually made an arena around it? Nope. Let's just stick something in the middle. We'll stick a ring there. We'll stick some ramps around it and a few spectators and just plunk that down in the middle of the woods in the current garage, which I don't particularly. I like the old garage best. I wish they'd give us an option because this is just plain. This is even worse than the previous one. Another thing is the tanks. I don't know if it's only me, but everything looks washed out now. I thought moving and dumping the 360 would get us a little bit better graphics, a little bit sharper detail, a little bit, you know, and I don't see it. The colors look more washed out, faded, not as brilliant or as bright. The details on this tank, they're probably better than they were, I don't know. But the colors look like shit. Let's move on to the next one here. Let's see if this is any better. Yeah. No. It's like a dull, faded... Just... Even the mechanisms around the track. You telling me in that tank there's not really any bolts at all or nothing down on the bottom around the drive wheels? They just... I don't know. Let's go into that's Locust. Another one. That color pattern used to be a lot brighter. And you look at the hull, it just looks vague in there. It just... I don't know how to explain it. Now, not all tanks are like that. See, like this one, you can see the rivets down bottom. You know? But a lot of them look like they've reverted back to a non-HD tank. This one doesn't look bad. The M7. It looks alright, I guess. The Chaffee, yeah, the colors again are not as brilliant as they were. They're a lot more faded, which I guess maybe, you know, tanks are really faded like that true in real life, I guess. I like them when they seem to have a little bit more color to them. T21, that is just, you can't even tell that that's like a bluish color anymore. It used to be a little bit bluish. Now it looks gray. Doesn't even look like it. Again, maybe it's just me. The black doesn't look as black. It looks more of like a grayish black in this tank. The Brazil used to be brilliantly beautiful. Now it has lost every bit of its like glossy texture, and it wasn't seriously glossy to begin with, but it had a little bit of gloss to it, and the dark greens were really dark. I used to love the looks of that tank. Now after this update, I thought dropping the 360, the graphics would be even better. And I'm not saying the detail of the tank is worse, because the detail is pretty good on this tank. I mean, it really is if you look at it. But I think whoever they have doing the tanks nowadays, doing the models and mock-ups, everything, the best way I can explain it, is more cartoonish. It's more like comic. Ever since they had the comic tanks released, and they started adding them tanks way back, tanks seem to get more comical. Not comical as in funny, but comical as in like they were being drawn for a comic book. I don't know how to explain that, but that's my interpretation of it. It used to be really good, and then it got more comic-y, and then it started getting good again on a lot of them, and now this update, it seems like it went back to not as good. See, that one doesn't look too awful bad. It doesn't look bad. It just looked better yesterday. Same with this. Doesn't look bad, I guess, but it looked good, better yesterday before the update. But there was a few that still looked, it seems like a few of them, if I get up here, the Easy 8, I'm only going to do the American because I don't want to go too far, but both of these looked like the colors are washed out. The Fury was really bad. The colors are so much more dull than they were yesterday. And I say yesterday because I'm doing this video live, sort of. So if I screw up or I cough, sucks to be you, because that's how it's going to be. But it had more luster to the color. And again, maybe that was completely wrong, and it should have never been that way. But I think they look better that way. Something I've always wondered here, is it this tank? This one? Nah, it's not this one. One of them has these wood on the side of it like this one does, and I could have swore they just used a mock-up of a pencil. Because you could even see where the eraser was on the back side of it, on the back of it. I don't think this is it though, but I got to digress, move on. This one right here, Thunderbolt. Look how faded it looks. The colors just... It just doesn't... The blacks don't look black. The dark colors don't look dark like the road wheels. Them shouldn't be gray. They should be a black rubberish color. And there was like no black on this tank. None. And that's not how it should be, I don't think. Like the gun. The gun should be a dark gray. I guess it's dark gray, I guess. But it looked better before, when it had dark colors in it. Look at the hull underneath. It's just like a blurry blob in behind the road wheels. The suspension wheels, rather. There's like no definition to it at all. They're going to tell you that, well, that's just because there's mud and stuff splashed up on it. Well, maybe, I guess, dirt and stuff on it, but here or there it looked better yesterday. I wanted to get to Eagle 7. This was a killer looking tank, and I guess it still looks okay in this update. You can still see the bolt patterns underneath the wheels down there. I can't move this. That's another thing, and I think it's because the ring raises your tank up, but I can't go down any further than that. You used to be able to go down further. Now this is the lowest you can go. You can't see the bottom of the tank. You can't see in the barrel. You used to be able to see in the barrel. Now it doesn't let you go down anymore. I'm hoping that's just because the ring's up in the air or something. I don't know. But anyways, this one still has some detail to it. It still looks okay. This one still looks good. Pershing, yeah, still passable. That's still, even the colors look kind of, and again, that's probably how they should look. But I think they looked better yesterday. Now this tank, this is an exception. This tank looks better today than it looked yesterday, because they dumbed down the bright red and bright blue. Originally, when this tank was released, it was kind of dull like this, and then one update, it ended up looking like down in the bottom in the mini picture of it, bright red, bright blue, and I was always like, why is it so bright now? It doesn't look good like that. This tank looks better today than it did yesterday. Much better. Hats off to Wargaming for that one, because it looks better. Definitely. T-2064 though, that one doesn't. It's just dull. This camouflage pattern used to have like a bluish hue to it, and it was really cool. Now it's just like grayish. It's just like they all blend together. There's no... And I've noticed this pattern for a while coming. Some of the newer tanks they've released have looked like that. And now it's like they've gone and redrawn all the tanks, and they all look like this. Here's another one. The green just isn't as dark as it was. It does look bad. It's not horrible, but it's not great either. This is, by the way, this is one of your tanks you can win. They don't say it that way, but this is not the Undertaker one, but this is what it is, a T95. Don't let it say anything else. It's a T95 E2. That's what it is. It's just a reskin to this. Vengeance, the blacks again. They look more gray than they do black now, which I guess doesn't look horrible. I thought the black tanks were a little too black to begin with, so we won't complain about that one too much. The Death Stalker, here's one. The browns in this are much more subdued, and it still looks good. I think this is one of the better looking tanks in the game, and it still looks okay. But the browns just aren't as dark as they were yesterday, and it doesn't... Maybe I like darker colors, maybe it's just my preference, I guess. But the blacks don't look black. I think that's my problem. Maybe that's my problem. Things that I think should be almost black are not black anymore. They're more of a grayish color, and like the dark brown area is not as dark as it was. And I guess that's my issue, I guess. It's personal preference. There's the Undertaker. Yeah, I bought the season thing only because I wanted this tank, because I won't play enough to do the season. But I don't like the purple particularly. Yeah, I don't know. I would debated on just buying just the tank itself and not doing the season thing, but then I'm like, well, if I do play a little bit, maybe I'll get some of my gold back, because if you complete some of the challenges, you get the gold back. So I said, fuck it, let's see what'll happen. But not very impressed with this. I think is actually the original version of the M48. I think that's what Wargaming did before they updated the M48 patent to this, which is brilliant looking. Although the darks still aren't as dark, but before they put that turret model on there, I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it looked. Someone tell me I'm wrong. The big cupola up there, the big ugly gun. That's why I hated the M48 patent before, because of that big cupola on it. And I'm pretty sure all they took was the original model for the M48, slapped some bluish gray, bluish purple paint on it, added a couple road wheels and some stupid decals for WWE, and a chain and called it the Undertaker. Because I'm pretty sure that's just the original M48 patent from 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Model. I could be wrong though. M46, again, the colors. I could go on and on about the colors and stuff, but it's every tank. This one doesn't look too bad, but again, the darks are not dark enough. I know I've said this 1,500 times, but anyway, we'll get off that. We'll get off that topic. We'll move on to the season stuff. See all challenges. Let's do that. Okay, here's our new challenge menu, I guess, which is now challenges. It used to be ops. Now they're challenges. Why the change? Why not just keep it? I mean, if you're going to do all new menus and stuff, why not just keep the name the same, ops, so people know what they are? But these are now challenges now. Destroy 10 views in any number of battles. And I guess you get 5 points for that towards the season. And why they call it a season, why not just call it an event? Then week 1, these are different things you can get. I don't hate this menu style, but I liked the op menu style that we had before. I thought it was fine. This is a little more streamlined after you get to use it, I think. More like the computer style. I think that's what they were shooting for. But I don't love it. I don't hate it. Yeah, did they need to change it like this? Yeah, probably not, but whatever. Yeah, recurring. This is basically boosters. This is where your ops were. Your XP boosters and stuff that you have. I do like how they've broken it down a little bit to reoccurring, you know, so when you do have reoccurring ones, it'll keep on popping up. Okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. But I don't really love this. Excuse me for yawning, but it's past my bedtime. Let's go into the season thing here. Now this is a season menu. And me being me, I'm not sure how to read this. So someone else tell me how. Level 26. You see the bars right under level 26. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars there. Do they fill up as you get one of the whatever the green things are? I don't know. I haven't played a game yet. But these are things that all came with the season pass. You got a 60,000 silver there, first aid kit, an inscription, silver boost, 60,000 silver, 170 gold, 60,000 silver, lab repair, XP boost, and then you got gold and gold, so I think you get, I'm assuming 200 gold there, because I don't know what the difference is from the top and bottom. I don't get, just that they have just 2 because you get double. I don't get why there's 2. And back here you got silver and silver. I don't, season pass reward and then rewards. One is not highlighted like the other one. Rewards, season pass rewards. If you read season pass on the right and then you go down, it says rewards and you get 60,000. Why is that bright white and this is not bright white? I don't know what the deal is. But whatever. I'm just not a smart man. I got a day premium account, some more silver, but no silver down below here. So what's the difference? Why? I don't get what the difference between these 2 levels are. But anyways, you can see when you buy the season pass, you get all this stuff up to level 25. Then level 26. It's a day of premium, repair, silver, XP, whoever Becky Lynch is, and Stone Cold at 30. You get them 2 crews. What is a season pass reward and what is a reward? I don't know what the difference is. Maybe the rewards down bottom are what everyone would get, and the stuff up top is only what season pass people get. I'm guessing maybe. So when you buy the season pass, you get this stuff in here too. If you don't buy the season pass, these would be your rewards. Rewards would be at 20, 25, 30. I'm guessing that's it. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. I'm pretty sure that's probably it. You get some gold back there, some camouflage at 40. So what this tells me is if you're not buying the season pass, you're getting very little reward for working your ass off. Really, every 5 levels you get very little bit. I mean, if you spend the season pass, 11,000, look at all the other stuff you get, you know. Ooh, at 55 you get a crew XP, 4 of them. Yay. 58 you get Andre the Giant. I do like how they took the portraits of the people and made them look like they're in the military instead of just using the wrestling picture. I do like that. That's cool. But I don't know. A lot of these rewards really aren't a lot, 60,000, but it does add up. It does add up a little bit. An emblem, like I want a Becky. I don't know if you have to pick Becky Lynch. I'm assuming that's what you do. Like I would ever use that. But when you see this right here, an inscription, is it always you get one more free one? Or is it Betty Rhodes every time? Because if it's Betty Rhodes, I'll never use it. I don't know. I haven't looked to see. I don't know. General's War Chest. It'd be nice if you got a tank out of that, wouldn't it? So, and at 75 you get this piece of shit. I would never play this tank. I'll look at it. Overview. No interest at all in even remotely playing this tank. Whatever. So that's nothing I'd be even remotely interested in. But you can go up through, and at any time you can skip all of this. I'll get to the end here under the giant emblem. So I'm assuming when you get the emblems, it's, Undertaker coming up. That's the emblem. The inscription, I would guess that maybe you get any inscription you want, not just Becky Rhodes, because why would they give you the same one over and over again so you could use it on numerous tanks, I guess, maybe? I don't know. Don't know. But finally, if you have the season pass and you get to the end, you get the Andre the Giant, which just looks stupid. I mean, seriously. It looks outright stupid. Tell me in what life. I like the camo pattern. I do like that. But having the Andre the Giant down the side of it and eighth wonder of the world on the barrel, it's a novelty thing. No real interest in that. This one right here, though, I don't think I would mind having. But again, this is just a T95 E2. That's all it is. I mean, it might have a little bit different turret, I guess. But I'm sure it's a little different. But it's no big different. It has a 2-shot auto loader. 2 in the clip. With an 18-second reload. So you're going to get that down to about 16 seconds. With a good crew and stuff. but the damage output is, you know, 210 to 350 per shot. So you're looking at a maximum of 700 every 14 seconds or so. It's not great. It's really not. Because you're never going to get the maximum. You're always going to get 230s or 240s. So you're looking at 500 every, what, 500 damage every probably 16 seconds. You know, a normal American medium, a tier 8, gets 240 per shot. It's every 7 seconds, 6 to 7 seconds. So it's right in the ballpark, I guess. But there's no huge benefit. I mean, I don't know. I guess if that's your play style, whatever. But I just think it's kind of gimmicky. Thanks. But yeah, but I was going to get back to this. At any time whatsoever, like right here, let's say I just wanted to, I was a big, huge fan of this tank. Right now, if I had skip level, hit A, I can skip that for 12,500 and I get to that right there. I get to that level and get the tank. So anyone can skip the levels all they want. It's 250 per level. 250 gold per level. So, I mean, if we go way back to, whoops, let's go back to where I am. So if I want to skip to level 26, I hit the button, 250 gold. So, you know, if I wanted just the Becky Lynch, whatever, 200, it'd cost me, what, 1,200, 1,250? Let's see, yeah, 1,250 gold, skip 5 levels. And I don't know if that works the same down here. Let's see, skip level. Yeah, so, you know, if you are a season pass holder, you can skip and, let's say you wanted, oh, I want that one free camouflage. This, you'd have to wait and skip a lot more. One free premium day, you have to, you know, skip a lot more days to get. But, yeah, so anyone can skip any amount of days right straight up through. So, you know, what would it be if you want to skip right to the end? If you spend the 11,000 for the season pass, and then you want to skip right to the end. We're at 80, 90, we're almost there, people. 100, okay, let's see. 18,750. So that would be a total of 28, 29, almost 30,000 if you want to skip the whole season. By the time you buy the 11,000 season pass and then skip the rest of it. So, you know, his or her, do what you want. I'm sure there's people that have already skipped it out there playing tonight. I won't be doing that. I got the tank I wanted, which I kind of debated it because this tank right here is better than this tank. It's just all around better. It's got a faster reload. It's got more damage, I think. It's a little bit slower because it has a little bit less armor, but one of the patent things is they're a fairly quick tank. You can't rely on the armor, so you're not going to be able to rely on the Undertaker armor because it's not going to be that much better than this one. It is the M48 style hull. Like I said, it's the older M48, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I haven't played it in game yet, so I should just shut up. But look at the Undertaker over there. Look at him. Let's see him. Crew. Let's see the picture of him up close. Rank 2 Corporal Undertaker has been promoted. It's because I played one game in the not Proving Grounds, but whatever that stupid thing, War Games. But the picture of him is kind of cool. He looks kind of intimidating in there. But what else? Let's see what else has changed here. The season stats is pretty much the same, just with a different background. The store has changed. You come right in, the first thing you see is war chests. be careful. You would think that the most expensive one would be like the last one. No. You know, if you want the biggest bundle there, you'd think that would be like the old style. They started from the cheapest, and they did all your commander ones and all your hero ones and all your hero war chest last, or whatever. It was commander, and then what was it? Commander, and then generals and hero. Well, now not. Single hero war chest is in behind the 20 hero war chests, which is it's all just mumble jumbled together. So someone like me that just goes someplace and okay, boom, and clicks it, you can't do that now. You got to look and see where it's located, because there's no particular order here. They're not ordered by money. See, $2.99, then $1.49, then $29, then $14, then $5, then I don't know who came up with that and decided that we don't want them in order anymore. We want to just randomly throw them across there. Season pass. This is the season pass things. You can buy this for $2,000. I don't know if you get all the extra challenges. You might get all them extra challenges for 2,000 gold. I'm assuming you do. And you'll get your gold back from what I was reading. If you complete the op, if you buy this one right here and then complete the op, you will have not spent anything in gold because you win the gold back, 2,000 in gold or something. So that's not a bad deal to someone that plays a lot. If you can play 4, 5, 6 hours a day, probably the deal to go with. Because you'll still win all the tanks. You'll get all 4 tanks or whatever, right? Or do you not get, I don't think you get the Undertaker tank. Yeah, you don't get that. The only way you get the Undertaker tank is to buy it or buy the season pass, the full season pass. But you get the rest of the tanks. You get the other 3 tanks basically for free if you pick this one. Makes it a little easier. You still got 85 stages to go, but and then this one you skip the 25. You get the Undertaker tank. So that's the one I did because that's how I roll. Tank bundles. This is a little different too. You can't just hit Y now and look at the tank like you used to be able to. In fact, they completely changed the buttons. You used to be able to hit Y and then view the tank. Now you have to hit view details. And then once you get here, then you don't hit Y here either. You have to hit X. And then X takes you to the tank. Why the change in the button layout? I don't know. You would think they'd try to keep it Y. I don't know why. Maybe using less buttons. I don't know. No idea. This looks cleaner though. If you go to any of these like this, hit view details, it's kind of a cleaner, cool. I like this setup right here though, better than it was. I wish they had just kept the Y right here to hit details. Because that's just what it's been. But from there you can hit packages. Maybe that's why they want to keep it XX. So now you can hit tank info Y, and then it takes you back to where we just were. That's how it always was the Y. See? Tank info down bottom, Y. And I don't know why they changed it to X in this menu right here. I don't know. Here or there, whatever. But you'll see you get the 4 main important ones, and then you get a bunch of smaller bundles or tanks you can purchase. This one, is it on this one? No, it's not on this one. I'll have to look at the next one. But yeah, there it is right there. If someone wants a tier 8 heavy German, pretty sure it might be tier 7. Maybe I'm wrong. Tier 7, okay. It's tier 7, but still. 3,700 gold. It's really not a bad deal for a tier 7 heavy. I mean, I don't really particularly like the tank, but it's not a horrible deal. But then we'll go back again. Whoops. I didn't want to go back that far. And that's another thing I've noticed. some of the back buttons don't, like, it didn't go back to here. See, I was in tank box bundles. If you hit B, it goes back. You gotta actually remember to go all the way to the left to go to the menu now, instead of hitting B. Special deals, the typical deals that were in their separate tab before, are now included right here, which is kind of, it's better, I guess. Looks more like the PC version, which I think is what they're trying to do, is they're trying to unify it a little bit more like the PC. Extreme deals. Whatever. Actually, if you are someone that likes, or someone that does buy gold once in a while, like if you go to special deals and you see, wasn't there one here that you can pocket change? Is that the one? No, it's 1,000,000. There was one that was 500 silver. Filling the vault. Right there, 5 million silver. Okay, if this is just a tidbit for anyone out there that hasn't realized this yet. If you see this right here, filling the vault, 8,700 gold, 5 million silver. Well, if you pay attention and you go to garage prep right beside it, 5 million silver and 10 garage slots for 7,600 gold. So, I know most people probably already know that, but I don't know, maybe a newer player, maybe that'll help them out. I don't know. I mean, it's 1,100 less gold and you get 10 garage slots. Anyways, then you got Last Chance, which is like the daily things, limited to 5 hours or whatever. Kind of cool. Get gold. Here's where all your gold is now. I kind of like it being under one tab now, under the store tab, instead of going to store and then having to go to 2 or 3 different things up top, whatever. This is a better layout. So, resource conversion, it's all in one place now. It's all listed in one place. The only thing I don't like about it, like I said, is the fact that the war chests are just random. I don't know why they're not putting via all, commander ones, and then all general ones, then all hero ones, like they used to be. And then they could put the SummerSlam ones at the end, or whatever. But hey, what do I know? The log is the same. The tanks thing is the same. There's no different here. I didn't look to see if there's any new tanks. I haven't gotten that far into it. Let's see, there must be one in here on the end here. I imagine. Yeah, the Andre the Giant. If you have 450,000 free XP laying around, you can get the Andre the Giant free instead of even doing the ops. You can get it that way. So, if you don't want to worry about doing all the ops, and you have, some people have 5 million XP sitting there, there's a free tank. Just click it in and go for it. I'm out of free XP. I don't play enough. I had quite a bit a while ago, and I've gotten all these. And I believe the last of Valor one, I didn't finish the op for Valor. I actually exchanged some XP to get the rest of the free XP for that. I had quite a bit before, but it's slowly, every time you spend 450,000, you're whittling down your XP pool. So, yeah, it's, the tank things are the same. One thing I did notice about something, let's go to garage, and we'll go to Japan. Which one is Japan? Japanese. I'm feeling Japanese. I'm feeling Japanese now. This tank right here, they completely fucked. I don't know how to explain it. If you've never, and I don't know if it's this way with the other pneumatic suspension tanks, but this one now, when you're in scope mode and you turn to the right, your camera moves fast like the turret, but the scope, okay, if you look outside, okay, let's see, how do I explain this? If you are standing outside and you turn your turret, typically your camera turns quicker than your turret, right? But when you're in scope mode, it doesn't do that. It's never done that on normal tanks. It doesn't do it. Your camera will always stay with the turret when you're in scope mode. Not in this tank now. That's what the pneumatic suspension brings to this tank. I don't get it. Because you don't, I mean, you might get a little bit better aiming, I guess. I don't know exactly what the figures are. But I know damn well that this shit isn't cool. I should play it just so you see. I should go into, I'd go into Proving Grounds really quick. But actually, I think I'm gonna. You know something? Let's go back. Let's go to War Stories, just because. Let's do this. Let's do it. I know it's going to make the video even longer, and I rambled on long enough, but I want to show you. We're going to go with the Type 61. We'll play that really quick. Live fire. I'm not going to play the whole game. I'm just going to show you really quick what I'm talking about. Because it's quite annoying. Okay, if you get in this, let's say, come on, 6, 5, 4, 3, hurry up. My video's too long already. Alright, so if you take this, when I move left or I move right, it stays with the turret. If I go this, it stays with the turret. Right? Okay. We all get that. Return to garage. Now let's do the same game, same thing, with the STB-1. And you'll see what I mean. Watch this. And I don't get it. I mean, I think most of the pneumatic suspension tanks don't have turrets. So now they've added it to this, and it's just freaking nuts. I don't get it. It just... You'll see that the, I'm not going to play the game, you'll watch. You see that when you're moving, your pneumatic suspension is up. When you slow down, it goes down. When you pick up speed, it'll go up, and then when you slow down, right? That's what it does. See how that works? Alright, now let's come down here, and now let's go back where I was, and you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. Here we go. Okay, we'll stop right here, and if you're outside the turret, it's just like it used to be, right? Same thing. Now watch this. Same thing here, right? Not too bad. A little bit of different. See how it, you're a little bit ahead of it. It's not precise like it was. I let off, and then see how it stops. And you might not know that, but I'm letting off before it stops. Well, now you're in here. Look, left, right. It like lags behind. It's okay. And 3, 2, 1, and there's like that second behind it. It lags when you're moving just a little bit. It's hard to translate. You're probably watching this and you can't tell. But when I hit left, it doesn't move left for a second. It takes a second to... It's like wobbly. It's weird, and it's not good for aiming at all. I don't know how to explain it. It's something I can't explain, I guess, via the video, because unless you do it, what it is, it's a minimalized version of this right here. It just doesn't lag behind as far, and it's fucking annoying. And I hope not to see it in any other tanks. I don't play the STB-1 very much. I barely played it at all. And I might not play it at all now. I read somewhere on one of the things online, the guy said, "You took my favorite tank and you ruined it. I've already sold it." I could see his frustration, because it is definitely weird. If you have the tank, go check it out, because it's different than every other tank in the game that I've ever played. Again, I haven't done the pneumatic suspension ones, from whatever line they are, UDES or whatever they are, but I'm pretty sure they're tank destroyers, so the whole hull needs to move. So I don't know why they added this weird feature with a turreted tank and it lagging behind. I don't know why they did it. I don't get it. Why did they have to fuck this tank up? I don't know. Alright, we're running on 50 minutes now. That's plenty. That's a video, and that's like 5 of my normal videos. I'm sure no one's going to stick around for the whole 50 minutes. So I'm going to shut up now. And that's my quick rundown of the 5.0. Will it be a good update? I don't know. I haven't even tried to play a match yet. I don't know how the crossplay works, if it's working good, if it's working bad. I've heard mixed things online. Some people saying, one guy said he's locked in a platoon and it won't let him out. He's rebooted his game and the game's just locked in a platoon. So he can't get back into the game right now. So I don't know, I'm sure there'll be bugs. It's quite a big update. I mean, the update was only like, I think it was 9 gigabytes maybe. So it wasn't huge compared to, you know, the game's already 50 gigabytes or something, so 9 isn't that bad, I guess. To put a 9 gigabyte update out and then have crossplay added and all kinds of stuff changed, I can understand why it took 14 hours or whatever. I mean, that's pretty big. I'm surprised there's not more issues. So, you know, take my opinions and my commentary with a grain of salt. I could be completely wrong, but I'm just going by what I've read on the forums and stuff. People having issues. I haven't played yet. The only issue I really have, serious issue that pisses me off, is no proving grounds. And the stupid garage. The garage just... Don't dumb down our tanks. I thought when we went from the 360, everyone said, oh, when we get rid of that 360, that's holding the game back. Well, I don't know, the graphics today compared to yesterday, I don't think the Xbox 360 was holding the graphics back. I think that's just the designers designing it different. They're coloring it, shading it different, and washing out some colors. And I used to jump from the Xbox One and log onto my Xbox 360 once in a while just to take a look at the game. And there was such a difference. And when I played on the 360, I have videos to prove it, it didn't look horrible. It looked okay. It didn't look as good as the One. Nowhere near as good. But it looked okay. A month ago or so, I logged onto the 360 to see how it looked. And everything was, every color was washed out. There was no blacks. They were all like grayish. All the bright colors were gone. Everything was as evened out as possible, I would imagine, because there's not much RAM, and, you know, with the size of the game getting bigger and everything happening, more trees, more, they had to dumb down something. They had to make the polygon count lower, so nothing looked as good as it used to. So if you logged on to a 360, I mean, you can't log on anymore, obviously. It's done. They're done. It's not supported anymore. I checked it out and tried it. You just get an error message. You'd think they'd remove it. This game is no longer supported. No, you just get an error message. Whatever. But if you logged on to the 360 a week ago, which it still let you, it still let me update a 360 a week ago because I checked. And looked at one of my videos from way back in the 360, you wouldn't think they were the same game. Because at some point in the development of this, they took the 360, and to make it still work, they just dumbed all the graphics down. They numbed it down, so it would, I don't know if it was to keep up with the Xbox One, because the Xbox One would maybe process quicker, so the Xbox 360 had to be dumbed down so there wasn't so much to process at the same time, maybe? I don't know. But the graphics at some point on the 360 went from, hey, this game looks okay, to, this thing looks like it should be on a portable, looks like a game that should be on a tablet, an Android tablet. That's how bad it looked at the end. And, you know, this update reminds me of that. It looks like they're dumbing down the graphics. And I would much rather have a little bit less content as far as stupid garages and stupid new tanks that are just skins of other tanks, and keep the graphics better. Keep the blacks more blacks and the brights more bright and whatever, etc., etc. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but I hope this isn't a trend of dumbing this down so it can keep up with the new Xbox coming out in a few months. Because if so, they've already started doing it, and it's not very impressive. This would be like the first step. They do it gradually so you don't notice it as much. And I'm fearing that that might be what they're doing. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely stupid and whatever. But I'm a pretty logical person, and if they're going to keep this going and have crossplay with PS4, Xbox One, and also with the new Xbox and the new PlayStation, something's going to have to give, because these new ones are a lot more advanced than the current generation of consoles. So the new one, same as I just explained with the 360, if the new one can process 10 billion polygons a millisecond, I don't know, I'm just throwing figures out there. This one might, the Xbox One might process 5 billion. So you have to have a lot less polygons in the old one than you do the new one. That's how technology works. And I'm hoping this game doesn't get dumbed down as much as the 360 did. So this is what bothers me about these tanks being washed out in color, not as vivid, the blacks not being as black, and all that stuff. But we'll have to see what happens. Alright, we're almost at 1 hour. I'm definitely done now. Gotta get to bed. Y'all have a good night. Remember, shoot the red ones.